What's going on YouTube? This is BlackBox here, and today we're going to be working on the machine called Responder. And here's the scenario we're going to be going with. We got one of EVIL-WINRM's websites that is vulnerable to LFI and RFI, which are local file include and remote file include. And what this means is that we could move around the web server's directory from the website on our browser, while RFI is the same, but we have to do that remotely. And after this, we could create a remote listener to exploit the RFI vulnerabilities and then access the files on the EVIL-WINRM's external website. So first of all, we're going to be performing an NMAP scan to find the open port in the website. So I don't know what's wrong with my machine, but I've been trying different scans earlier. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, so now what this does is that we use the nmap-sv-sc-p-ip address, and the -sv probes open port for service version running on them, such as service versions and operating system that are running on each port. And the -sc tells nmap to use the default script scan instead of using different vulnerability scripts, and the -p- means to scan all ports on the web server. And this is our result. We can see that we have an HTTP service on the port, and we also have a 5985 open port for Microsoft. So I'm going to be opening it on our website, http ratio / and then the IP address. Okay, so we're redirected to a unica.htb domain, and we can see that our system can resolve this site, so we need to help it by editing the /etc/host file in our Linux systems. And what this file does is that it resolves an IP address to a host name. So in this case, we're resolving the IP address we're resolving this IP address to unica.htb. And it says, when visiting the web service using the IP address, what is the domain that we are being redirected to? And that's going to be the unica.htb. And now to resolve it, I just open another terminal. Let me enlarge this. So I use sudo nano /rt/host because it's in a root directory. So I just scroll to the bottom, and because I'm going to be deleting it at the end of the video, I will just paste in the IP address and then the website that the domain that I was trying to access, which is the unica.htb with a space in between, and we could see previous IP and the host. So I just save this, clear this out, and if I should reload, I should be able to access the website again. Yeah, and it works. So the second question says, what scripting language is being used on the server to generate web pages? So I'm going to use the extension Mobilizer again, and we could see that the scripting language being used is PHP. Now what PHP is used for is for backend processes, and we don't see that in the front end. And so to break it down, websites are broken into front end and back end. The front end is what we see, like the client's side of the network, while the back end is what makes the website interactable and what makes all these processes run very smoothly. So that's going to be PHP. Okay. And now it says, what is the name of the URL parameter which is used to load different language versions of the web page? So if I go back to the website, and we can see that we're in English right now, and I could see from our top tab, we could see EN, and I guess that stands for English. We could see FR for French, and D, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, D is for German, and FR should be for French. And we could see over here, and now from here we could see page what was added to the URL was page is equals to french.html. So if I change this to English, okay, let's change it to German again. Okay, it shows German.html. So if let me try this. Okay, and it also brings out the web page in English version. So what is it is equals to English.html hypertext markup language. So the page is searching as it's like a folder, and under that folder is English.html, French.html, and German.html. So the answer to that question is going to be the page, since it's loading different languages off the website. And answers which of the following values for the page parameter will be an example of exploiting a LFI vulnerability. And now they're giving us an answer over here, which is going to be this one. Now what this does is that in the page is equals to, we put it into that section, and then it goes back one step. So it's as if I'm writing cd double dot to go back one step, another one step again, another one step, till I reach the root directory. Then I assign it to go to cd Windows, cd system32, cd drivers, till I reach the host directories. So I'm just going to copy this to show what it looks like. Copy, and then I remove the English.html, and then I paste it in. So what this does is that from the page directory, it goes back one step. So let's say we have pages, then page. So it goes from page to pages, and then from pages to all the way until it reaches the root directory. Then it starts moving down back again to Windows, System32, drivers, etc, and then host. So I just click enter, and then we can see we're in the host directory on the website file system. And now it says which of the following values for the page parameter will be an example of exploiting a RFI vulnerability. And now this is going to be this one over here. So this is a remote connection, and this 10.10.14.6 is going to be our own IP address and any file of our type. So I'm just going to paste this in. Now it says, what does NTLM stands for? Now what NTLM stands for is New Technology LAN Manager, which is used by Windows system to encrypt passwords. So it's like a type of hash that deals, and this deals mainly with cryptography. So that's going to be New Technology LAN Manager. Okay, and it says which flag do we use in the responder utility to specify the network interface? That's going to be the -I flag, or capital letter I. Okay, and then let us go and run that instead. So I made a directory for the responder box, which is this one over here, cd responder. So I'm just going to remove the responder tool to show how I installed it, in case you don't have it installed. Clear cat git.txt. So all you have to do is just run this code, and that should make you have the responder tool installed in the directory you are in. I'm just going to paste this and enter, and I click ls. Okay, and we already have the responder tool in our system. I clear this out, and then to run the code we use sudo responder -I. Don't forget the -I. Then tun0. Now what the tun0 means is our IP address. So let me run IP. Sorry. Okay, what the 2.0 means is a VPN IP address, which is over here. So if you just want to know what your 2.0 means, is this. I could also see it at the top of my Linux system. So I'm just going to clear this out and run the code again. Sudo responder -i 2.0 and my password. Okay, so I don't know why this error keeps popping up, but it's still gonna work. Now what it does is that it's listening for event, that is waiting for something to connect back into to send the request back to the responder utility. So I'm just going to copy this, which is our IP address, our 2.0 IP address, and go back to this over here. And we're going to run the RFI vulnerability on the web page. So // and then paste / and then anything you want. So I'm just going to click scroll. And then I just click enter. So now what this does is that the website is requesting this URL. It's requesting this, and this is what the responder utility is waiting on. As you can see, we have something over here which is keeping previously captured hash. I already captured the hash, but for you, you're gonna see a more detailed result with responder. I'll show you what you're gonna see now. I'm just gonna exit out of this, and then I'm gonna cut hash.txt. So this is what you're gonna see when you run that. When you run this, so you're just gonna see this. I did echo. I put this into the parentheses, and then I directed it towards hash.txt. That way I already have the hash. And then we're gonna move on to the next question. It says there are several tools that take a net NTLM version 2 challenge / response and try millions of passwords to see if any of them generate the same response. One such tool is often referred to as John, but the full name of what? So what the full name is John the Ripper, which is a hash cracking tool. So now what I mean by hash is, this is our hash. This is an NTML hash with the username first. I'm not sure what this is, but I guess it's a type or something. And then this is the hash. Now what this does is that it is hard for it is in an encrypted format, which makes it hard for hackers to be able to unencrypt the data that is going through the network. So that way we already have the hash, and then we can decrypt it with John the Ripper. So I'm just going to clear this out again. John-w to specify the word list equals to /user /user/share/word list. I'm going to be using the rocky.txt word list, and then I'm going to specify the hash, the location of the hash, and since I'm in the directory where the hash is, I just specify the name instead, and I click on enter. Okay. So because I had already run the I already run John on that hash, it had already created, it had already added the password to the hash, and the password is badminton. So let's go back to the questions again. It says, what is the password for the administrator user? And the password is going to be badminton, as you can see here. Okay. And now it says we'll use a Windows service running on the box to remotely access the responder machine using the password we recovered. What port TCP does it listen on? So the port that it listens on is going to be on the NMAP scan, and that port is going to be the 5985, since this one is already reserved for HTTP, and this one is the Microsoft service, so that's 5985. And then to connect to the machine, we just run this. So I'm just going to clear it out. EVIL-WINRM -I for IP -U for username, and that's going to be administrator, and -P for the password, which is badminton. And I click enter. So, oh, sorry about that. That's going to be small letter I. Okay, so we had an error. I'm just going to review everything again. I'm just clear everything. Done --show bash.txt. Okay. And from our command, we have EVIL-WINRM -I. Oh, that's why. I'm supposed to use the IP of the target machine, not our VPN's IP. Okay, so let me paste that in. But it just shows that no one is above mistakes. -U for administrator, correct, and -P for badminton. Enter. Okay, and that worked. So I'm just going to use Ctrl L to clear this out. And if I use directory, okay, so we don't have anything in this directory. I go back one directory again, and directory. Okay, we could see some information. Documents. Nothing. Go back again. CD downloads. Nothing. But let's just go back again. Okay, so we have administrator everywhere. We have mic and we have public. So let's just check our mic next. PIR. Okay, we have desktop. We have the flag.txt. Okay, so I just use cat flag.txt, and we have our flag. Copy and we paste that in. Submit. Okay, and that will be all for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day.